Can you guys hear me okay? Let me go back because it looks like I was muted. Perfect. By the end of this campaign, you'll be able to create a lead capture campaign, create a web form, a contact us form. We call it contact us. We call it a web form. You guys may know it as a contact us form. We're going to create a sequence. I'm going to explain the ingredients of Infusionsoft so you understand all the ingredients of a basic simple campaign. And I'm going to show you how to get campaigns for free. And if anyone knows me right now, you know that I love to give out free resources, so I'm going to be showing you how to get campaigns for free. With your Infusionsoft application, you do have access to our Help Center. It is located at help.infusionsoft.com. You don't need to be logged into your Infusionsoft application. You don't have to be an Infusionsoft user to get to our Help Center. Our Help Center will have access to our user guide, access to our tech support numbers, and access to more self-help learning. So when you search for a specific topic, everything will come up, articles, videos, and any self-help learning that we have is available to you right there. So I love to give out things for free in my webinar, and this is a technical writing document that Jill, one of our software experts, created, and it's called the Campaign Builder Overview. I'll be sending this out to you with your goodies. It has 5 pages of awesome information about the Campaign Builder. If you're wondering how to get back to the campaign, there's a little block in an article about it. It's 5 pages, it's awesome, and you'll be using this a lot, so I'm sure you'll want to copy it off and leave it by your desk because it is amazing. So getting right into Infusionsoft and talking about Infusionsoft, there's just 2 main ingredients to create an Infusionsoft campaign. And I talked to a customer yesterday at our university, and he's like, Judy, it finally clicked with me. There's just 2 ingredients, which is absolutely amazing because people make the campaign builder seem so difficult. When you begin, there's just 2 main ingredients for a campaign. The first ingredient is a goal. And a goal is represented by a circle inside of our campaign builder, and a goal is what you want the contact to do, what you want the contact to achieve. Inside Infusionsoft, we have lots of goals in our toolbar. There's a web form is submitted goal, a landing page is submitted goal, a tag is applied, an email link is clicked. And we're not going to go over all these today, but you can go to the Help Center and type in landing page submitted goal, and it will go over that and have a video on it. So there's lots of different goals, lots of different circles in the campaign builder. Today we're going to focus on a web form is submitted or a contact us or registration form is submitted. That's what we're going to focus on today. That's the circle goal and ingredient that we're going to be doing. The second ingredient is a sequence, and it's represented by a rectangle with a clock in the middle. That's where the magic of Infusionsoft happens, and when a goal is achieved, it pushes people automatically into this sequence. That's the second ingredient, a sequence. There's lots of cool things that can happen in the sequence part of the toolbar. You can send an email. You can put in a delay timer for maybe 2 or 3 days. You can send another email. You can put in another delay timer for 2 or 3 days, and then you can create yourself a task to give that person a call or send them something out in the mail. There's tons of stuff that can happen. All of the magic of automation inside Infusionsoft happens inside of this communication toolbar, this sequence. So it's pretty darn simple, guys. A goal is connected to a sequence. They're connected by an arrow, and if you can remember this, campaigns begin with a goal and they push people into a sequence. You can build a campaign. All a complex campaign is a goal to a sequence, to a goal, to a sequence. And we have a question by Rakeem. He says, so does a delay timer always come after the task? A delay timer will always tell Infusionsoft what to do next. So in 2 days, send this email, the email comes next. In 2 more days, create this task, and it will be created in 2 days, and we'll go over that in a moment. So the delay timer tells Infusionsoft what to do next and how many days to wait. You get to decide in your marketing brain what you want to happen in that sequence. We're going to talk about that, and I'm going to walk you through it just like you're creating it. So let's get into Infusionsoft, and let me show you how to build a campaign. When you open up your Infusionsoft application, you're going to land on your dashboard. If I start going too fast, please tell me because I get really excited on this webinar, and then I start going like a little choo-choo train. To get into this campaign builder, we're going to hover over the Infusionsoft logo, come to the marketing section because it's all about creating, marketing and connecting with your prospects. Come down to the campaign builder. I'm going to click it one time and open up Campaign Builder. When I open up the Campaign Builder, you'll see that I have some campaigns already created. You may not. Don't be scared. We're going to create one today. But when you get done with this webinar and you want to go in and put in some free campaigns or some, Betty Crocker recipes that are already created, it's a great analogy to go with the ingredients, you can come to this Get Campaign Templates, and if you click on this Get Campaign Templates button right here, it's going to take you to the marketplace that has hundreds of campaign templates that are already created for you, some with copy, some with images, everything, and you just have to go in and edit it. So when we're done with our campaign, I invite you to go in there and grab some free campaign templates, and they will be imported right into your Infusionsoft application. But so that you can understand it, I would like to create a campaign from scratch to show you how the pieces go together. So that's what I'm going to do on this webinar. So I'm going to click this green button that says Create a Campaign, and I'm going to click it one time. And Infusionsoft says, please name your campaign. Judy Miller rule of thumb, name it what makes sense to you. There's no right or wrong way to name a campaign. If you have lots of people creating campaigns for you in your Infusionsoft application, have them put their initials at the beginning of it so you can decipher whose campaign is which. I'm going to call this Get My Newsletter and Offer. I'm naming it what it is. Sign up for my newsletter and you'll also get an offer. That's it. That easy. Then I hit Save. And it's going to open up my blank canvas, and it's a little bit scary because you're like, oh no, what do I do first? So this is our blank canvas, and our toolbar is on the left. If you remember, the first thing a campaign starts with is a goal. So I'm going to come to my goals, and I'm going to grab the web form goal because I did tell you that's what we're going to work on. I'm going to grab the goal and put it out on my canvas. And you'll notice something weird happened. The bar on the bottom turned blue, the bar on the bottom of the goal. That's just telling you, hey, this is in default form and we named it Web Form Submitted. Go ahead and rename it. That's all that blue bar means. So I'm going to call this Newsletter, Sign Up, and Offer. Pretty easy. Name it what it is so that you can find it when you have lots and lots of different forms. If you'll notice on the black toolbar on top, Get My Newsletter and Offer signs up, and that's what I named my campaign. If I want to go back to my library of campaigns that I have, I just simply click on Campaigns over to the left, the little gray campaign word, and it will take me back into my library. So I have my goal. It's gray, which means it's in default mode, but that's okay. I'm going to put my ingredients in the bowl first. So here's my goal, and if you remember, a goal is attached to, and I hope you're thinking, sequence. So I'm going to come to my sequences, grab the sequence, and move it out into my template or into my canvas. It turned blue on the bottom, which means rename it. So I'm going to call this Welcome to Newsletter, Sign Up, and Offer. Name it what it is. So if you need somebody to go in and change it, you can tell them go into the Welcome and Newsletter, Sign Up, and Offer. Just make it simple. This is my goal. I'm highlighting it in blue. This is my sequence. They're both in default mode, which the visual is gray. Now I need to connect them together. Anytime you need to connect two objects inside of the campaign builder, you simply hover over the one to the left, an arrow will appear, grab the arrow, and move it into the next object. If they cannot connect, like a goal can't connect to a goal, the second object will turn red, and that's like, nope, that doesn't work. Now our campaign, our simple campaign is started. We have a goal, we have a sequence, and I'm going to actually give them an offer to sell something, so I need another goal. I'm going to use Infusionsoft's e-commerce, so I'm just going to put another goal at the end here. It turned blue, which means I need to change it. Purchase product A. I only have one product. I'm going to call it product A. How do I attach them? Go to the icon to the left, grab the arrow, move them together. Now I have my very simple campaign, a little bit more complex because I added another goal, ready to start working on it. Goal, sequence, goal. Isn't that easy so far? Now I'm going to start building out my form that I'm either going to use in a Facebook ad, on Pinterest, on Etsy, on Craigslist, or on my website or in an email. So I'm going to create that form right now. To create the form, I'm going to put my cursor inside of the goal and double click it. Because I told Infusionsoft I want to create a web form, because I picked the web form goal, Infusionsoft is going to know to open up the web form builder. It's that simple. And I'll pause and get a drink of water while it's opening. It's a lot faster for you guys right now. I think we're doing releases, so my computer's a little bit slow. When I click on the web form builder opens up. It opens up in default or design mode, and you get to design your form. What do I want my form to say, and what do I need to collect? Remember, the more you ask for to collect, the more it may become a blocker for a prospect to fill it out. I don't want to get asked for too much information. They're just signing up for my newsletter. If they end up buying, I'll get the other stuff from them then. So the first thing I'm going to do is come to snippets, right dab in the middle, and I'm going to grab a title and put it right on the top. And I'm going to create a title, Get My Newsletter. That's it, simple. What are they signing up for? My newsletter. I can add some content. Get my fun newsletter, and also a great offer for you to begin your journey with me and my team. You can put content if you'd like. It's a little bit squishy because the content butts up right to the first name, so I'm going to grab a spacer and put a spacer right there. You can go down to 10 spaces. I'm going to go down to 10, and wow, that looks really good right now. My form is starting to take form. If you need to add anything else, first name and email already default there. If you'd like to add last name, first name's already there, so simply double click on the first name and a box will automatically pop up. And when it pops up, you can say, hey, I want last name too. And I'll get to your questions before the end, I promise. If you'd like to add any other fields, you need to come to the field snippets, and you can add other fields. If you need their phone number, you can grab in phone number. If you need their address and you're going to send them a DVD, you can add address. If you need a CAPTCHA code and you want to make sure they're not a bot, you can add a CAPTCHA code. To find out more about all these snippets, you can go to the Help Center and it will go over more of those snippets. Right now, this is perfect. I just want their first name, their last name, and their email address. I'm going to go ahead and make this content right here darker so that you can see it better. Make it a little bigger. There you go. Now you can see it a little bit better. Now I'm going to come down to the Submit button, and when I double-click the Submit button builder opens up. And I get to tell Infusionsoft what I want that button to say. Submit is very generic. So what do I want the button to say? I want it to say, Sign Up Now. And put in exclamation points for my personality. This is a place where you get to yell to your prospects, hey, come to me, come on, sign up. I can change the alignment to right, left, or center. And if I toggle on the Advanced Styling button, I can come down to background color and change the background color of my button to something pretty. I can change the font. I can change the border and make it, wider or less wide. I can make the corners rounder or less round, and I can even make the size bigger or smaller based on custom size. So you can play around with that button and make it look nice. Hit save, and now you can see Sign Up Now, and I made the button a little bit thicker. Now my form's done. I can always go back and change it, but once you finish your form, you're going to come over to the right-hand corner where it says Draft. It looks like a little zipper, and you're going to hit it to Ready. And all that does is changes the color in the campaign so you can see a visual that you changed it and lets Infusionsoft know that it's out of draft mode. Pretty easy so far, right? Right. I hope you said right. After the design phase, I'm going to go to the tab to the right that says Thank You page, and I'm going to click that one time. The Thank You page gives you the opportunity to let people know that your campaign submission or your web form submission has been successful. So it's just a form that's going to pop up after somebody fills out the form. It's just a page that's going to say, yay, you filled out the form and here's what to expect. It looks exactly like this, and you get to change it. So I'm going to double click the banner, and I'm going to add my own banner. And since it's basketball playoffs, where's my eyes? I'll put my little basketball. Thanks for filling out the form. It automatically defaults to that. I can change this to success. You can put whatever you want there. It's automatically going to grab their first name, and then it says we will contact you shortly. And I'm not going to spend the time typing it in, but here's what I would recommend you put here. Hey, thanks for signing up. You should be receiving an email shortly. However, if you don't, please check your Gmail promotions tab or your spam folder. Sometimes they sneak in there. If you go to our help center, there's some articles in there on how to get your email address out of this promotions tab in Gmail and how to make sure that it doesn't go into spam folders. And you can spend some time reading about that. But let them know, hey, you're going to be getting an email. If you don't, check your spam folder. It may have snuck in there. And the last part says click here to continue browsing. After they fill out that form, where do you want them to go? Do you want them to go to a page on your website? Do you want them to go to an order form, a registration form, a video? Where do you want them to go? I want them to go to Infusionsoft.com. I'm going to click on the link right in the top up here and put in www.infusionsoft.com. And you can put a link to wherever you want people to go. The next tab to the right is your Settings tab. The Settings tab will let you know that it will auto-populate if somebody's already signed up with you. It will check for duplicates. And if you want to be notified every time somebody fills out that form, if you're just beginning and you're running a Facebook ad and you want to know every time somebody fills out that form, awesome, just put your email address here. If you'd like someone else to know that you got a form filled out, put a comma and put their email address. They don't have to be a user inside Infusionsoft to be notified. It's just sending an email. And what's that email going to say, Judy? It's going to give you all the information that's filled out on that form, and the title is going to be whatever you put here. So a web form was filled out for my newsletter and my offer. And anyone that you put in that email list will get that. Let me pause for a second, give you guys a break and get a drink of water. This new bot detection right here is new. If you don't want to use it, you can hit the little checkbox saying opt out. If someone goes out and fills out your form more than 4 or 5 times, it will automatically bring up a CAPTCHA code to make sure they're not a robot, because it may just be a spam bot trying to, get you in a, I don't know how you say it, get you a ticket for sending spam. So if you want to opt out, you can opt out. The last tab is the code tab. And this code tab you do not go into or you do not grab the code until you publish your campaign. If you grab the code before you publish your campaign, it's going to look like that default form that we clicked on the first time. It's not going to carry the changes that you made until you publish it. So you don't grab the code until after you publish your campaign. But since we're here, I'm going to show it to you. If you have a webmaster and Dolores is thinking, hey, I have a webmaster that's going to do this for me. I want to make my form, but I don't even want to fuss with the code. No problem. Come down to the Have Your Webmaster Do It, put their email address here, put in your message. Hey, Michael, can you get this on my website immediately on the first page and the last page of the website? Thank you. Michael or your webmaster will get everything they need. They don't have to be a user inside Infusionsoft. If you're going to do it yourself, click on Do It Yourself, and there's 3 different kinds of code. There's the JavaScript snippet that takes on the changes, so if you change your form and republish it, it will automatically take on the changes. There's the HTML code that if you use this HTML code and you make a change on your web form, you will have to go in and re-put the code on your website. And then there's the unstyled code that will take on the same look and feel of your theme. So if your theme's red, white, and blue, your form will take on the look of red, white, and blue. Some people are probably thinking, hey, Judy, why wouldn't I just use a JavaScript snippet all the time if it's just going to take on the changes? Sometimes the JavaScript snippet does not play well with a theme that you're using, and it cuts off the submit button, and that would be really, really bad. So make sure you test it out first before you use a JavaScript snippet. When I had a website, it was cutting off my submit button. I'm like, what the heck's happening? I sent people there and they're not submitting. So make sure you check that. When you click on the video this afternoon, it's going to take you to my YouTube channel, and my YouTube channel actually has a 6-minute video on how to put this code onto your website. Super, super easy. If you don't have a website yet, so you may be thinking, hey, Judy, I'm just starting out and I don't even have a website yet. Can I still use this? Can I still start collecting leads? Yep. Use our hosted version. And our hosted version is going to be hosted by Infusionsoft, so you're not paying for a server or a host BlueGator, you're not paying for anything, or a domain name. You just grab this URL and you can use that in a Facebook ad, on Craigslist, on whatever you want to use it on a postcard, on an email, etc. The only difference between this URL and this URL is you can change the ending. Newsletter sign up and offer now. I can just change the ending of it so it doesn't look like 165772E. Now that we're done with our form, we're going to come back to our campaign by clicking on Newsletter and Sign Up on the very top. Whoops, it knocked me right out. When I go back into my campaign, the web form is now light green, meaning that it's out of default mode and it's ready to go. You can always go back and change it. It's not published yet. Now we're going to work on our sequence. When we double-click the form builder opened up. When I double-click the sequence builder opens up. And you'll see there's a start there. That start button is asking you, okay guys, somebody just filled out a form. Awesome. What do you want to happen now? Automatically. What do you want to happen now? And you're going to be thinking, and Rakim, you need to listen here because this is one of your questions. What do I want to happen now? Well, I want to tag them because in Infusionsoft you organize your list based on tags, and I want to know what list they belong to. Well, these people are going to belong to my newsletter list. So I'm going to come down to Process in the toolbar to the left, grab a tag, drop it right next to the start, and the arrow will automatically appear. It's gray, and gray means it's not set up yet. If I put my cursor in it and double click, the tag builder opens up. So there's a pattern here. When you double click, something automatically happens. And I get to tell Infusionsoft, hey Infusionsoft, if somebody fills out that form, would you please put this tag on their contact record? It's a secret. They don't know, but I'll know. So I'm going to give them the tag, May newsletter and offer sign up. I already have a tag in there that says May offer sign up, but I'm going to put a new tag so you can see that I'm doing this real. Create the tag, hit save, tag turns light green. Now I want to send an email because I told them in the thank you page that you're going to be getting an email immediately. They're new, they're hot, they're interested in my stuff. I want to get marketing to them right now. So I'm going to come to the communication section and I'm going to grab an email. And this stuff happens immediately, as soon as the form is filled out, there's no timers here. The arrow automatically appears, a blue box shows up, and the blue box says, hey, change the name. Welcome and offer 1. I'm going to double click, and when I double click the email builder opens up. If you came to my webinar yesterday, you'll remember that we made some templates. You can either start from scratch in the gallery and pick one and start working on it, or you could have already created one and saved it in my templates. I did, and I'm just going to grab it as soon as it opens. Doesn't usually take this long, guys, I promise. There we go. So I have lots of templates in here. I'm going to come down to the one that says, thanks for signing up, and I'm going to hit Use Template. Here's my email. Set it to ready, letting Infusionsoft know it's out of default. Go back to my sequence, and you'll see that now these 3 are green. Now what am I going to do? Well, I have a new lead. They're hot. They're interested. I'm going to wait a couple days, and then I'm going to send them another email. Grab my delay timer. It's gray, so I'm going to double-click it. And when I double-click it, I'm going to decide by talking to myself and saying, how many days do I want to wait? Well, they're a hot lead. They're excited. I'm going to wait 2 days. I'm going to hit save, and now the clock turned green. Now I'm going to send them another email with a better offer. I want to get them to purchase this, and I'm only going to send them a 3-part series. And by the end of those 3 emails, I want them to buy either an email 1, 2, or 3. Very effective. A 3-part series is very effective. I can either come over to communications and grab an email and wait for that one to open again, or I can come to the email I've already created that's already branded, right-click it, make a duplicate, and just move it over. When you make a duplicate, the arrow doesn't appear. So same rule, go to the icon to the left, grab the arrow, and smoosh it right in the middle. I want to change the name of it because it's not Welcome and Offer 1. This is Great Offer for Prospect. Double click, and I know I spelled prospect wrong, but that's okay. And then I'm going to come in, and of course I'm going to edit this and put different content because I don't want it to be the same exact email. And I'm going to hit the arrow going down and give them a different title. Here's your second chance. Wow. Hit ready, go back to my sequence. Now I have my second email. I want to send another one, so I'm going to put in another delay timer. Double click my timer, and this time I'm going to wait 3 days. I don't want to overwhelm them and stuff things in their face, so I'm going to wait 3 days. Hit save, make a copy, and I can either keep on moving this to the right, hold down your shift key and your left click, and you'll be able to, or your right click, and you'll be able to move this around. So shift or command with the Mac, and your right click and you can move your canvas around. Or I can take this offer and move it down so that it's going left to right now and see it all on one screen. Change the name, double click, and change my email because I don't want to send them the same content for 3 emails. Change the title to this one. Third time is a charm, and this is the best offer yet. Save it. Act like I'm talking to them. Make your subject lines like you're actually talking to them. Go back to my sequence, and now we have a tag getting applied. Email 1, 2 days later, email 2, 2 days later, email 3. I'm going to put another timer here, and I'm going to put another email here, because I want to show you that you can have more stuff inside your campaign and still publish it and get it started. My sequence is done. I intentionally put these in to show you when you publish it what it will do. And I'm going to come up to the top of the canvas and set the sequence as ready. Setting the sequence as ready lets Infusion know that it's ready to be published. Go back to my campaign and I have light green ready, and after you set up your e-commerce, either you're using Infusionsoft or not, you may be selling in the back of a room so you don't need this part. I'm just going to double click my shopping cart and tell Infusionsoft if they purchase anything, I want them to move on. And I'll show you that in a minute. Now my campaign is done and I'm ready to publish. I come up to the blue Publish button in the right-hand corner and I click it one time. And Infusionsoft will go check that campaign, and the most important part of this little checkbox right here is campaign passes functional inspection. That means, hey, whatever you created is going to work right now. Awesome. 2 elements are marked as not ready. Well, we know that. We had that clock in that email, and I did that purposely so you guys could see that. Emails are not personalized. That's okay. I just didn't put their first name in the subject line or the content. And email delivery frequency is good. I'm not putting 3 emails being sent at once. But as long as this part says it's going to work, you can come down and hit the Publish button, and your canvas is going to change. It's going to look a little different. It's automatically going to redirect you to reporting mode. Reporting mode you can learn more about in our Help Center, help.infusionsoft.com, reporting mode. Jill also goes over it in that document that I'm going to send you. I'm going to come up to this little, it looks kind of like a capsule. I'm going to hit Edit again, and you see that our campaign colors changed a little bit. And now they're emerald green. Emerald green means it's published. Yes, we did it. We did it. We did it. We made a simple campaign. Let's test it out. I'm going to double-click the form. And it's super, super slow today. I don't know why, because I'm connected to the internet. You can test the form out 2 different ways. You can come up to the test button in the black toolbar to the right, and I can hit Judy Miller, but I want to go into the hosted version and show you what that would look like. If you have a Facebook ad and somebody clicks on it, it's going to open up your form just like that, just like we made it, hosted by Infusionsoft. I'm going to fill it out, and I'm going to put T, Judy, because I want you to see how it works. So I put a T in there so you can see how the thank you page works. There's my name, my email address, sign up now. When I hit sign up now, thanks T. Judy, it will automatically bring up the first name. If I click here to continue browsing, it will take me to wherever you had that link, and mine was infusionsoft.com. So we know that part worked. Awesome. Open up another Infusionsoft. Let me not open up my Infusionsoft again. I'm going to get out of the campaign builder, and we're going to go into my contact record and see what happened in my contact record. So I'm going to search for T. Judy. There she is. Click on it one time, and I should have the tag newsletter, list, and offer sign up, because that's the tag that we created in that campaign. I'm going to open up my contact record, scroll down, and I have more than one tag because I filled this out before, and Infusionsoft just added me because I have the same email address. But you'll see May, newsletter, and offer. That's the tag we created, and it added it on 5/18/17, so it added it today, so we know that worked. If we scroll down and we look at this campaign button right here, you won't have stealth because that's employees. But if I click on that campaign button, you'll see recent campaign history. Newsletter sign up and offer filled out at 10:35 on May 18th. Infusionsoft applied a tag immediately at 10:35. Infusionsoft sent me an email at 10:35 that says welcome and offer. If you scroll down a little bit more, you'll see upcoming items. I'm going to get another offer on the 22nd and another offer on the 25th. So we know that it's working. We know that it's set up right. I'm going to go back into the campaign because I bet I know what you're thinking. Oh no, Judy, you created this campaign and you put an offer in email number 1 and you put an offer in email number 2 and you put an offer in email number 3. But what happens if they buy an offer number 1? You don't want them to get the second and third offer. They're going to think that it's automated. They're going to know your trick. They're going to think you're a dodo brain. If you notice in the sequence right here, there's a little blue flag. Our sequences always default to that little blue flag. If you click on the blue flag, a box will appear and it says, hey, Infusionsoft, if the person in this campaign reaches the next goal, please stop the sequence immediately and push them further on down the funnel. I'm sure you've heard that before. I'm trying to create a sales funnel, push them further on down the funnel. It automatically stops the contact immediately and pushes them further on down the line. Why would I ever use runs until completed? I call that one the fossil. Here's an example. I'm a music teacher, and I'm on my website. It says, get your 5-part series on how to sing America the Beautiful. People sign up for the 5-part series, but I also have a link in every one of those emails saying if you'd like to have a free consultation with me, click here. I want them to click there. I think that's great. And if they click there, I want them to go further on down the funnel. But I promised them this 5-part series of how to sing America the Beautiful, so I want them to get each of those emails 5 days spread apart because I promised it to them. Even if they click on the link to speak with me and set up an appointment, I want them to get those 5 series because I promised it to them. So I would put it on run until completed. But for this sequence, I want them to be kicked out of it and go further on down the funnel if they buy. If they purchase, they get kicked out of this sequence and they automatically go into whatever's happening next, which may be my customer sequence. And in this sequence, double click, I'm going to add a tag. And that tag, if I double click it, is going to be, what do you think? New customer tag. And then I'm going to send them a welcome email. And then maybe 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, I'm going to ask them if they're satisfied or not. Goal, sequence, goal, sequence. Well, Judy, what if I have product A and product B? Awesome. Here's product B. I can either have another sequence here, or if they're going to get the same exact information based on, doesn't matter what product they purchased, A or B, I can just have them go right in here. I'm going to have a second sequence for customer B. So if they get the email and they click on Buy Now button, product A, they're going to be put into this sequence. If they want to buy product B, they're going to be put in this sequence. Let me set this ready and publish it because I have to show you guys something. There's a method to my crazy madness. So Judy, I went to an event last week. I put 15 people into my Infusionsoft CRM. I want to add them to get my newsletter and offer campaign because when I spoke to them, they said they wanted my offer, and I told them as soon as it was ready, I'd get it to them. Do I have to have them go to my website and fill out a form? Is there any way I can just drop them into this campaign? Yes, there is. Let me show you. I'm going to go to my contacts. and I'm going to choose the people that I want to drop into this campaign. If it's everybody, you just hit this little ID box right here to the left. But I just want to add this to these two people don't have email addresses. So these are the people I want to add to the campaign. It may be your whole list. Check the boxes, come to the Actions button, and all the way down to the almost bottom says Start, Stop a Campaign Sequence. I click on it one time, and I call this Follow the Bouncing Ball. Here's the ball. I want to start them in my offer campaign, and I want them to go into the welcome and newsletter sign up. I published the other sequence because you may have some people that bought at the event and you want them to go into the customer sequence. You get to pick what sequence you want them in, and when you hit process action, Infusionsoft will scoop up those people and drop them into that sequence automatically, and they'll get that first email automatically and the tag and everything that goes with it. Cool? Cool. So it's not hard. You can go in and make a real simple campaign, put 5-minute timers, test it out every 5 minutes and see it working, and get more confident in the software. Let me show you a few more slides, and then we'll wrap it up and I'll take some questions. This is a campaign, and it's real, and it's scary. But I want to show you under a microscope what it really is. It's just a goal that pushes people into a sequence that when they reach the next goal, it stops everything to the left, pushes them into a new sequence. When they reach the next goal, it stops everything to the left, puts them in a new sequence, and a new goal. You don't have to have all of these sequences and goals on one canvas. You can have them in different canvases. This is just a really intense campaign, but really it's just a goal that goes to a sequence that when they reach the next goal, they move forward. It's not hard, but you need to remember this one important thing. Your simple one campaign is way more important than your complex none campaign. You have to start somewhere, and you might as well start in the Volkswagen Bug shifting before you go into the 18-wheeler, because it will be way too hard. And then you'll give up and you'll feel defeated. Gotta crawl before you walk. Because all that's on the right is a goal that pushes people into the sequence, that pushes them into a new goal and a new sequence, and moves everything out from the left, they get taken out of. But you got to start somewhere before you get the confidence to make that big one and say, okay, I'm going to push the button, I'm going to do it. So there is a learning curve, but once you start, you'll get better and better and better. I promise, because I had to learn it. And I am not a technical genius by any way, shape, or form. But I am a good reader and I have good vocabulary. It's one thing I will say. It's not hard because you're the expert of your business. And you can sit down and figure out your marketing. I told a guy yesterday, write it down on a piece of paper and then push down the things inside the campaign builder, and you can do it. So my challenge for you is build a simple campaign. Create and automate with the builder, publish it, put yourself in it, test it out, see the magic happen, and then you can start all over again. I have a bit.ly link for you because we have a new service for Facebook ads, and we will actually run your ads for you. There is a fee, but it's really cool. We had a customer last week get 400 new leads in a day using Facebook ads. So if you're just beginning and you don't have the money to put down, I think it's like $1.99 a month to run an ad for you once a month. If you don't have the money now, this is something you can think about later. If you need to build and generate leads, this will help you. But if you go to that bit.ly link, bit.ly/Facebook Help Now, you can get some information about it. It may not be right for you now, but some of you it may be, and I just wanted to give that to you because a lot of people ask me about it. Let's go to questions. So Rakeen asked, can a current contact form not created by Infusionsoft be linked over? I'm not sure where the form's created. If it is created by something that integrates with Infusionsoft like Gravity Forms or Jot Forms or Lead Pages, it can be integrated with Infusionsoft. But if it's a form that you made on Facebook or a form that you made on a proprietary platform, Infusionsoft does not integrate with it, and you'd have to recreate that inside Infusionsoft. If it's made in MailChimp or Constant Contact, it can't be pushed over. You do need to create a brand new one. Somebody asked how I create a task. Let me show you. In the campaign builder, I'll open up this one, get my newsletter and offer. As soon as they become a customer, I need to call them. So they get a tag applied, they get an email, and I need to give them a call 1 day later. Put in my timer and set that for 1 day. Come down to process, and I'm going to create a task. Uh-oh, it's gray. What does that mean? First of all, it's blue, so call customer and welcome. It's gray. That means it's not set up. So I'm going to double click it and the task builder will open up. This is a phone call. The title is welcome. The body is call to welcome to our family and give them the scoop on what to expect in the next few days. I have to assign it to an owner, and you always have to assign a backup. If you only have one user, you'll assign yourself to the backup. Days until due, you do not have to fill this out because it's going to automatically create a task 1 day after they purchase because we set up that timer. So you don't have to worry about that part. Due at, if you wanted to show up on your taskbar at a certain time, you can put a certain time, but I wouldn't do that. I just leave it as a task. It's due that day. If you do your calls in the morning, you'll know to do your tasks in the morning. The priority is critical because it's a new customer. I want to be notified, and if you want somebody else notified, that's a user inside Infusionsoft, you can notify them too. Set it ready, go back to my sequence, and now my task is ready. And that's how you make a task. I want to show you, so someone asked what a form looks like on a website, so I want to show you real quick. So Chris Beat Cancer owns Infusionsoft. And this is his form right here. Let me move down a little bit. A pop-up's going to come up and I don't want it to, so there we go. This is his form right here. Hey friend, he put a little bit of content, a little bit more content, first name, email. He used radio buttons so people can tell them, so he can decipher if they're a cancer patient, they want to help somebody, or they're in remission. And then subscribe. He made his button a little bit rounder and a little blue with the white text, and that's his button, just like that. That's what it looks like. And it's real, and we use it in Infusionsoft. He used Infusionsoft with it. And that's what that looks like. Someone asked what the hosted version looks like, so I'm going to show you this. I'm going to actually open up my basic training channel on YouTube. This is my basic training channel, and you'll get redirected to this when you click on the link to watch the videos. There's lots and lots and lots of videos in here. All free, all Infusionsoft. This is basic training webinars, but if you look in the little right-hand corner, on the bottom it says marketing ideas. And if you click on that, I made a form inside of Infusionsoft, hosted by Infusionsoft, so I don't have a website, and it says, hey, are you like hundreds, thousands, and millions of people that don't have content? You want ideas? Sign me up. That form is created inside Infusionsoft. I changed the border to a dashed border. I changed the button to teal, and I changed the background to teal. And I put an image on the top. That's it. It's a form made exactly like we made the form today. And I put it on my YouTube channel for free. YouTube's not charging me anything, and I'm collecting leads for free just like that. And you guys can too. So it doesn't look like there's any other questions. But I will let you know that I really appreciate you guys coming and spending an hour with me. I thank you so much for being an Infusionsoft family member. If you are not enrolled in our Small Business Success Academy, which is another free resource, please, inside the question box, give me your app name and your business name. Judy, how do I find my app name? When you go into Infusionsoft, when you log in, it will be right up here next to the HTTP. Right after the forward slashes, it's 2 letters and 3 numbers. And I will get you signed up with the Small Business Success Academy for free. It's amazing. Also, I'll be sending you the recording. I'll be sending you the free gift of Jill's technical writing, and I'm also going to be sending you a little workbook that I made, because sometimes I think it's great to just write everything down and take a little test. So it will give you a test on timers. It will give you a test on tags, etc. So it's just kind of fun. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you're signed up for the Small Business Success Academy, you will get an email with a username and password so you'll know it. And awesome. So thank you, Asia. Asia said she had fun. There's nothing fun about this right now. It's hard work. So I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you guys will join us again. Hopefully we'll be making more one-to-many webinars. We really appreciate you guys. We appreciate you being our customer. Have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday, and maybe I'll see you next week or at one of our universities or at the office sometime. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.